Two rusty metal plates that slide apart form a crude door.
What do you mean, who's there? It's me, Kim. Stop playing around and help me get the door open.
The doors seem to be on rails, but they've gotten jammed. You grab a side and put some strength into...
I hope no one dangerous heard that. After you climbed up to the roof, you mean? There's a maintenance entrance under the boardwalk. It's next to a drain pipe, possibly a storm drain. It was easy to miss before. Yes, we have an exit, so let's get going. Time to investigate these passages.
A mustachioed and mutton-chopped man, amateurishly depicted, gazes at you with sad eyes. The plaque reads, "Years' worth of dust is shaken off. The full head of hair, matched by an ample moustache and sideburns, look a bit..."
Some radical or radicals were hiding out here. They left a long time ago. We have found a lot of those lately. I guess what most people think of as history tends to linger in rundown neighborhoods. Martinez being what...
Good hiding place for someone who's up to no good.
Millions of depictions of Mazov have been produced. They're not all connected. Besides, that looked like some student. The youth, you mean like Ruby? No, I think we've stumbled on a piece of history.
There it is again, like a swarm of hornets buzzing under your scalp. A strange tingling you can almost...
No, what do you mean? I don't feel it, but we should still be careful. There were footprints back there, and I'm pretty sure they were fresh. No, but you are the sensitive one.
It's not a quib. The situation is dangerous. Suddenly, your entire body is paralyzed. Aggressive white noise fills your skull. A strange pain.
I know you're feeling pretty uncomfortable right now. Don't move too much or fight it. That'll just make it worse. Can't say it's a pleasure, officer. I was really hoping not to make your acquaintance.
As she says the word officer, you feel a spike in the agony. It sounds like the entire radio frequency. No, buddy, that's not going to help. You can't shield yourself from this. It's an entirely new type. Don't focus on the pain. Focus on doing your job. Tell her she's under arrest.
I'm using a pale latitude compressor. You and your partner have been caught in its field. A pale latitude compressor is used to sort of make the pale more manageable. With a lot of these, signals are relayed across a series of repeater stations fixed to buoys. Not a fun job manning those stations. All alone out there in the pale, people...
So, what we are experiencing is
Precisely. This is an industrial strength paraboloid. It's meant for forcing dimensions on something that at the upper limit is the large prime number generator station. It's used specifically for pale latitude compression. That's why you may be hearing some numbers.
She likes telling you about the machine. Keep her talking. Look for an opportunity to break loose.
The Pale? It's the end of the world. I built it myself.
And she's proud of it too. As she ought to be. This is way big.
That's illegal. I'm guessing it's patented. But we are beyond that, aren't we?
Oh yeah. Way beyond. No. Once I shut down the compressor, the pain will end. It may take a few minutes for you to steady yourself, though. Yeah, I stuck my head in there before using it on you. It seemed like the ethical thing to do. Can't say that I enjoyed it. The field was weaker, but I can imagine what you're going through. Yeah, let's not talk about that shit. You were hunting me and fell into my trap and...
So she thinks of you as hunters, not cops. And of herself.
If you've got something really important to say, you can...
Turn this...
God damn it. Fine. If you really want to talk, I can dial it down. I've also got a gun, by the way.
Well, it doesn't feel much better, but you can form sentences now. There's only 3 meters between you and the machine. If you keep her distracted, be careful when you make your move. That'll be it for questions. Bide your time.
I heard you in the passages, and I've been preparing for quite a while. So you found my shack, huh? I'm not surprised. So nice. That's one knife I didn't want to find in my back. I was, before I caught you in the Pale Latitude compressor.
That's her admitting the bullet was an emergency exit.
No, I didn't do it. I only helped stage the lynching. Though I doubt that makes much of... Who ratted me out, by the way? Was it Titus? No, he wouldn't have broken first. Oh. Well, I guess I always knew she was a survivor, but she couldn't have known I was on the coast. How did you find me?
Titus and his boys, man. They told us you were on the coast.
Well, fuck. Those guys liked me, I know it. If this is what happens to people who people like...
A dull despair is creeping into her voice.
How the fuck did the rest of you get by? I did, didn't I? Now you've come for me. Fuck them all the same. Like what? I already told you I didn't do it.
A strong moral compass. She still wants the opportunity to make a case for herself.
I considered her a good friend, yeah. I'm not following your clever insinuations, Detective. If I want to stare at a pretty girl, I can pick one up at a bar. Or, worst case scenario, look at a naughty photo. Who has time to go, nope. Look, she has an effect on people. That je ne sais quoi that makes it impossible not to look at her when she walks. For the same reason that she's everyone's type as an object of desire, she's not irreplaceable. Oh, so that's where you were going with this. That's a very sentimental way of putting it. We both had pasts we didn't want to catch up with us.
The lieutenant watches her expectantly.
Okay, fine. I was into her. Clausia was into me too for a time, I know it. We even fooled around once.
Clausia only said they may be kissed. Someone is lying here.
If that's what she wants on the record, so be it. I'm not about to go into details.
Seriously, just move on.
She rejected me with some wishy-washy bullshit about how she was confused because she felt so close to me and valued my friendship so much. I knew that wasn't the whole story, but thought, fine, I'll take it and move on. Yeah, one time when we'd both been drinking, I said some heated things about how I was a little worried she'd blow it out of proportion in her head. All the drugs she was doing can make you feel like you're living in a DeLorean.
By the way, DeLorean tragedies are still held in high regard for innovation in language and motifs. They are also known for overwrought.
Yeah, the girl seemed terrified. The merc was beyond caring what happened to his mortal coil. Go ahead, it's your body.
And mine too, he thinks. But keep on. This must be done.
No. Gifts of flowers and candy aren't really my style. So now I'm leaving revolutionary symbols around? Come on. No, I did not. Who doesn't? Oh, you probably mean Claudia's rooftop. Sure, I've hung out there. She's got this great antenna. The view's pretty bomb, too. But you might say the antenna was the main attraction there, yeah. It's very powerful. I used it to tune into RCM frequencies. That's how I knew to be prepared. Yes, I'm sure. In fact, the shot couldn't have possibly come from the roof.
No one mentioned hearing any shots. And a rifle like the one used would have been loud. She's right. I don't think the shot came from...
Man, I was with the boys the whole night. I hope they at least bothered to impress that upon you. You mean the length of a toilet break? That wouldn't even have been enough time. Wow, now I'm curious. Please, explain. Don't know it, but also...
Evaluating your competence as a police...
The shot couldn't have come from the roof. Or we would have all heard...
She has a point there. No one mentioned.
I didn't like him. Hardened mercenaries aren't particularly likable types. You think I was envious of his conquests? Look, pussies...
See her confident gaze, her toned arms. Yeah, she wouldn't have had much trouble in the...
Yeah, sure. And I didn't like Wild Pines sending in those foreign hirelings. Me and a fuck ton of other people around here. I'm listening. And? The gun store. Trigger Happy Jacks. What did you think? That I'm going to squeal on my gun supplier? Sorry, a knocked-away AD front loader. 2-barreled. Not...
That isn't it.
No, they're not practical. Break too often. Yeah, evidence. Yeah? Where? How should I know? As I keep saying, he already had a bullet in his head when I...
Police radio? You've been following the case?
Who hasn't? You know, I can still see him there, in Claus's room. He was still warm, but the bluish light coming through the broken window made him look as though he'd been dead for a good...
She eyes you warily as...
It's okay. We just want to...
All right, don't kill yourself over it. I was shooting the shit with Hardy and the boys over a few beers, like always. She sits down with a drink, trying to steady her nerves. So oh yeah, super. But I didn't think too much of it at first. I'd seen her party hard before. No, I really didn't. She's not that easy to read. I just assumed she'd done too much blow. It wouldn't be a first for her. But she asked me to come upstairs. The merc she'd been going with was lying on the bedroom floor, dead. I knew she couldn't get the authorities involved, so yeah.
You made it look like he'd been hanged.
What? No. Faking a lynching was her idea. Yeah, in cold blood. It really surprised me how quickly she was able to get a hold of herself once we got up. She asked me to help her drag him into the shower so she could wind the shower head around his neck. To fake lividity?
She lied to you about that, too.
Yeah. I wasn't sure whether to admire her or be disturbed. As I keep telling you cops, we didn't hear anything downstairs. No gunshot.
But even if this is true, weren't you worried this lynching might lead to...
War? The thought crossed my mind. But the mercenary's death was going to have repercussions either way.
She doesn't want to talk about this, but not because she has something to hide. She doesn't want the guilt.
Fuck it. I'm not responsible for these people after what they did to me. I saw you roll into town. I wasn't about to stick around for questioning by a goddamn
So this is what she was scared to tell Titus. This cop.
Yes, you. Everyone says you're his peon, his human can opener.
Through the sudden sharp pain in your head, you hear the lieutenant. It's especially bad suddenly. Felt like a vein explosion.
Everyone in Jamrock, the cops, the criminals. Why do you think I'm holed up in here with a goddamn
If she knows that about you, she must know your real name too.
Harry Dubois. One corrupt motherfucker with the disco pants and a funny tie.
So she knows your name. That doesn't mean you're on the tape. Criminals make up bogeyman stories about cops all the time.
Right. Sure. You don't know. Yeah, sure.
She doesn't believe you.
I'm sure La Puta Madre himself will explain it all to you soon enough. You know what I did. I fucked him over. And now I have Harry Can Opener in my lair.
Wait, one thing. Possibly small, but she said you rolled into town. Was that you singular or plural? She might know something.
Yeah, you had your death squad with you. What happened to them anyway? Sure you do. I bet they're just outside waiting. I guess I'll take my chances. Well, it wasn't this scrawny dude. You had 2 guys and a lady. The guys looked pretty buff. One of the guys seemed chipper, a blonde. The other had a brooding something or other about him. That sound about right?
No idea who these people are, literally.
Well, this has been a great talk, really.
She means it. You better make your move soon.
What bunker? Don't know anything about it. No one's been around since I set up camp. But I'm sure I'm not the first vagabond to...
Keep calm. Breathe in. After the pain recedes, it's a little clearer. You did it. The compressor lies broken on its side. It's quiet in your head again. It still hurts like hell.
All good, officer.
She looks at the machine, assessing the damage.
Oh, fuck it. Problem solving.
Ma'am, put the gun down. That's not the solution.
Oh, yes it is.
She's truly desperate. She thinks she has no other options. You know. This is how you talk her out of it. It's the only scenario in which she lives. She stares at you, frozen, the gun still in her mouth, eyes filled with dark intensity. Her neck and shoulders relax, and her grip on the gun loosens.
Day of miracles. I'll take it.
She runs past you, then past the lieutenant, and disappears into the darkness of the tunnel.
Good call. Yeah, I'm sure. I would have done the same had I not been incapacitated. Her tent. We should check it out.
plain red tent stands by. It was pitched by practiced hands. The tent looks old, but well maintained. In the darkness of the tent, a rolled-up sleeping bag, cooking utensils, assorted soft covers, mostly pulp horror. A motor carriage lies buried in the snow on one cover.
See anything?
Rager Monthly, Journal of Material Science. More Technological Digest. One of the magazines doesn't have images on the cover. You pocket the worn brown leather journal. A trusted friend left behind.
We should read this immediately, like right now.
The plain red tent. It was pitched. A thick journal. The cover is worn like someone used to carry it around. It's made of full-grain leather. The lower left corner of the back cover sports. Schneller is a stationery brand from Gottwald. Beloved, she's got good taste and must have taken whatever she recorded here. The journal falls open. About 2/3 of its ruled pages, the large cursive of someone who writes quickly, perhaps too confidently. Many phrases and even paragraphs have been crossed out, with tiny It's a mix of logistical notes, diagrams, and personal reflection.
It's good she left in a hurry. We could learn a lot from this.
Hard to tell exactly. It's mostly noted down in code.
There could be useful information about local operations in those notes. We have a junior sergeant at my station who's good with codes.
Esoteric radio technology. The most recent ones probably pertain to the latitude compressor, sketches, short wry observations of people and places, probably a way to pass the time on the road. Also, what appears to be attempts. The first entry is from August 2nd of last year. It reads simply, I know my position is precarious. All I can do is make myself as useful as nothing on March 4th. March 5th, though, well, that's bound to come back and bite me in the ass. I'm bad at this. Lord, you have no idea what she means. These are personal notes. Don't expect to understand all of it. That name isn't mentioned as far as you can tell. Small wonder. Would you talk about La Puta Madre in your journal? You do see an M, though. La Puta Madre? Great. M's peon is coming to town, no doubt to investigate the lynching. But also, I feel it in my gut to finally put a bullet in my head while I'm napping in my lorry. Or, then again, isn't that what I've been doing ever since I got the call? The call? Did M call her personally? Were you supposed to find her, even apart from the investigation then? On M's request? No, you wouldn't do something like this. Whatever you may look like, you don't feel like a hired assassin. Been holed up here for 3 days now. I'm used to being alone and all, but I don't know when I'll be able to leave, or if I'll be ratted out. They will rat me out, of course. Did M feel truly betrayed by me? I was feeling threatened. He'd have to know if he threatened people, they'd take measures to protect themselves. Even I know that. Economic measures first of all. Gotta make a living, right? The entry ends abruptly. The most recent entry is from today. Even when I leave here, if I leave here alive, what's my next move? Staging a lynching is a crime, even if I'm not accused of murder on top of that. Forever on the run.
It looks like she might have been framed. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. Besides, I'm not sure her life as a fugitive is going to be much better than with us. Especially if she... no, I don't think you are. Ask someone in your precinct if you want to be sure. The head of a major Jamrock gang, specializing in drug production and trafficking.
He's not 100% sure you're not indebted to this very, very bad person.
Clausia was the one who pointed the finger at Ruby. Perhaps she was trying to steer us away from herself, or... maybe she had an accomplice. Either way, we need to keep an eye on her. One thing is for certain. We have business back in the whirling in rags. Questions to ask.
What is it?
Yo, man. What's on your... So your cop ways came through again. Impressive. An ordinary white-collar transceiver joins the hardcore and...
A nice story to tell himself. But don't forget, it really...
All right, Lawfarer. We're ready to do this. I have to warn you, though, once we commit, so any cop prep you gotta do, you do it now. We'll wait if we have to. Don't sweat that. Egg found something down near the waterlock.
That maniac is obviously you, which makes the power source your half-sunken Caprice Ford.
That explains why it was covered in cop colours. Old thing's tote, all I have to do is run a cable from the engine up the Centaur Man's Memorial. It won't last forever. How should I know? It's up to everyone to know their own needs.
At the very least, you should make sure you're...
Personally, I'm gonna make sure I've got a steady...
Now he's playing your tune. Better make sure you're ready to blast.
Rest of the crew has got to stay here. Can't afford to let the beat drop.
Much love to my hardcore antenna, bro!
Good luck, guys.
Try to squeeze in a promo spot while you're on air. We've got to start putting the word out.
Back across the waterlock. At least we are getting our exercise in today.
You can grab that amplifier, officer. And you start spooling up those cables. Maybe we can get it all in one go. Just plug that in there, would ya?
It's done. I believe we are ready.
Yeah, as ready as we're gonna be. Grab one of these can sets, both of ya. I've got it rigged so that we can all listen, but I've no idea what we're gonna hear when I turn this thing on, so be prepared for anything. Trick is to keep transmitting your request. It's honestly, that might be for the best. Like I said, the signs come. Don't know how much juice we've got, so we better get to it. Good. We're live in 2. That's your cue, lawman. That's up to you. I don't know your call sign.
You're all alone out there, wandering a blasted heath. Calling it, the lieutenant looks up at you with a nervous glance. Nervous? For who, though? You cannot...
Give it another go.
Nein, Liebling. Unsere Marianne hat mir erzählt, dass Oscar nicht mehr derselbe ist, seit auf einem Luftschiff aus...
You can't make out a word of this gibberish. The rustling of dry autumn leaves, waves breaking at a distance.
Liebling, bitte.
Me neither. Just keep trying. We'll get through these radio spookers. Again.
It's gone now.
I didn't say anything, Detective.
Someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
An uncomfortable silence falls over the...
It's been a long winter. Long and cold.
I promise you I didn't, even though it certainly sounds like me.
Sounds like your partner's being haunted by his past self. Or maybe he's trying to warn himself.
It's just a little bit of pale interference, Detective.
Outwardly, the lieutenant exudes reassurance. But you pale.
Natürlich halten ihn die Psychologen für vollkommen normal.
You just have to embrace the spookiness. Now give it another go.
But someone has been maintaining it. The wiring has been repaired.
Dubois, please acknowledge. Liebling, bitte. Ist unser einzig... Where's the partner? Please identify.
The signals are getting increasingly mixed. Plucking Archer's signal from this will be...
This isn't looking good. The radio spookers are winning. Don't know. If we can't get around the interference, we're in deep... Says here, main step, volume to the max. That's not my guess. You climb up the centaur, man. See if there's anything obviously...
This isn't exactly your area of it.
Someone has been maintaining it.
No problem at all. You've already teleported up. Something about this setup seems dimly familiar. Images of your body smashed against the pavement flood your mind.
It's gotta be you. I'm manning the decks down here.
You actually haven't, but you have proven that you are a relatively capable climber.
Your gloves give you a solid grip on the metal bar. You don't exactly cut a lithesome figure, but after several moments of scrambling, you manage to hoist yourself atop the monument. That performance was frankly an embarrassment. The connection itself is nothing more than a little braid of exposed wire. Truth be told, you have no idea what you're looking for. It just looks like a cord attached to a...
Well, what's it look like?
Huh. I don't know what to do then.
Hang on, I'm looking at Egg's checklist. He says, if all fails, bend antenna. It says here, muscle style. Good question. Maybe he's saying we're casting too wide a net. Since you're already up there...
The speed freak is right. The responsibility is yours and yours alone. There's no... You are face to face with Philip III, the Bronze King. His imperious gaze leads you naturally to his outstretched hand, which you can't help but feel that saber you picked up might just give this older king... Come on. Kings and sabers are so played out. Why not arm the good king's valiant steed instead? There seems to be just enough room between. To your surprise, the saber slides snugly between the horse's bit.
There is no way that is going to make it.
Every bit helps. We need this antenna to be as hardcore as humanly...
This faithful steed cuts a dashing figure with the replica saber. A clear sky. The kind of day where across the river you can see Coalition warship Archer trace. A few of the idle lorry drivers and strikebreakers gesture at you with their cigarettes, more out of curiosity than anything else. She yells a single word you can't make out, and then shuts the window with a violent thunk. Your grip is firm, yet controlled. The swelling in your headset guides your hands.
Looks like it's working. Keep going.
Nein, Liebling.
The signal is clear. The storm has passed. This is another...
Try it now!
Lieutenant Dubois, this is Coalition Warship Archer. We are acknowledging and accepting it.
There it is! The big bad! Now,
There is so much you wish you could ask. Your efforts have bought you some time.
Please be advised that you are speaking on a public frequency. What is your request? You are currently speaking with Coalition Warship Archer, flagship of Insurcom forces in Revachol. Our name is not important. All you need to know is that we hold the position of second...
You really don't have the faintest guess what her name. There's something in the way she refers to herself, always with the first person plural.
Because it's standard practice for signalers to use the pluralis officialis during the course of our duties. It's meant to... For instance, as second signaler, we represent Coalition Warship Archer, which in turn represents Insurcom and the Coalition more generally.
Meaning, she's the voice of all those living souls.
No, of course not. There are many nations outside the Moral Interest umbrella, in Seoul, Samara, and elsewhere.
A truth conveyed, matter-of-factly, with...
Perhaps you could say that we represent the interests and hopes of a great many people. But you could say just as easily. It all depends on your perspective. The chief signaler, our superior. They are ultimately but now we've wandered quite far afield. What was your request? That's difficult to say. We have a very particular view from our... Perhaps the best way to describe it, it is to say we have a very wide... Oh, it looks quite lovely from here. From our portal, we see rolling hillsides. There are children playing by a small pond. The homes and gardens are quite beautiful. Very near, like... We cannot say for certain. East it must be. We have only recently been detailed to the Archer.
She needs to see you down here. That's the only way she'll really...
Martinez. That is to the west. Stand by a moment. We are adjusting our viewfinder. Yes, we are looking at the river now. Interesting. The west of the city looks very different from the east. There's a large motorway dividing it nearly in half. Very well. Now, we're looking at an area that seems to be... Now we see the lake, and around that, a rather vibrant-looking city quarter. There are some large buildings. So...
A distended pause. A slight chill of embarrassment. She isn't...
It is quite striking, compared to where we're from. There are a great many destroyed buildings, but what's most striking are the people. They just... We really couldn't say. That's one of the limits of this vantage. And then, there's all the tear line about. It's very unpleasant to look at. We're going to widen our viewfinder a bit. Yes, recycling is very important. The Coalition always supports initiatives around. Yes, we see the monument. But that's you. We have to say, that's extremely irregular, Lieutenant. What are you doing on top of the public monument? It must be. Unfortunately, in any event, it is certainly interesting to see you, even from afar. Most of the time...
Liebling, bitte.
signal's weakening. I guess you got about 2...
Come again? We're picking up more interference. A very important question, with a very simple... Beyond that, it may be said that we are the inheritors...
Dolores Day. So...
immeasurable. It includes interstellar travel, 3 scientific revolutions. The role of the Moralist International is twofold: to buy humanity sufficient time to perfect itself, and to patiently guide it along the road. It was established by many of the same founding party members who elected Dolores Day, and who, after her assassination, dedicated their lives to the continuation of their political and intellectual project. The RCM exists under the umbrella of the Coalition. At the same time, the RCM is not exactly off the Coalition. It's our understanding that the RCM's organizational structure predates the Coalition.
There is some truth to that.
But in a practical sense, it's the responsibility of the ethics divisions to ensure that both organizations are working towards the same ends. One now committed to upholding moralist values. History is a river coursing ever downward. Occasionally, its course is redirected. Let us answer your question with a question. Have you ever seen evening fall over the old town of Vesperashit? If you had, then you would remember. It is one of the great wonders of the heart of the city. The old town is a district composed of weather marble, comprising thousands of columns and arcades arranged around a series of grand plazas. But as the sun sets, the shadows cast by those columns and arcades weave together to form an intricate ombre lattice.
The name Advesperaskit means evening comes.
By thousands of people over many centuries, in keeping with a precise plan each believed. Not only that, but you are also part of that centuries-long plan. When you cross one of the open plazas, your own shadows is... Yes, it is. We grew up there. We have seen the lattice with our own eyes. She was. There are even those who say that at Vesperashit summoned Dolores Day. That's why the old town is sometimes called the ceremonial heart of humanity. Of course, such a city does not spring from nowhere, nor does it endure without effort. Its construction was the work of many generations, and its preservation...
The wind is pulling at the giant tarps that cover the blasted, a moment of hissing static as the conversation lulls.
Lieutenant Dubois, are you still there?
This is it. Final question time.
Is everything alright? We lost the connection for a moment. Acknowledged. To reach the committee, all you need to do is fill out the appropriate request form and submit it to the... If the liaison accepts your request, you will be invited to address the committee at their next quarterly public hearing. We believe the next hearing is scheduled for July. Not a problem. If this is a time-sensitive matter, you may file an emergency address request. They typically respond within a few weeks. We're afraid that is quite impossible, Lieutenant Dubois. We cannot transfer you to the committee because we are not entrusted with that responsibility. We are simply the second signaler. That is the nature of the command pyramid, yes. Most...
You're getting tangled by the big bad. Time to try something else.
What part of need to reach the committee doesn't she understand? Time to lay it all out.
We will hear your request, Lieutenant Dubois.
That's only because they haven't heard about your problems yet.
So, you're experiencing acute memory loss.
Good God, here we go.
We're afraid we don't understand at all. What does this something have to do with your lost memory? We are sorry to hear of your loss, but personal tragedy is quite beyond the purview of the committee. Now, please excuse us while we update the receiving frequency.
Quick, hang up on her first. And the line goes quiet. There, you really showed her. Showed her what, though? The lieutenant gives a long sigh as he...
I think it's best for you to climb off the statue now, Detective. Your real work is down here.
The sun-warmed bronze tingles beneath your fingertips and between your thighs. You look around. The strikebreakers are still shouting their slogans and waving their hand-painted... There's really no point. You're beginning to feel like the little child who...
About time. You grab that amp. Forget the cables. Need to leave some evidence of our antenna.
What's one more trip across the waterlock?
Alright, Copman. We've held up more than our share of this collaboration. I hope you recognise how...
If you want to show your appreciation, we can still use your help. Egg is the one to talk. Hardcore! Mutual aid!
Sure. You have to say that now. I'll put this tech away later. Think there's an extra can set.
It's a paw! Yeah! Yeah! awesome! And too hardcore, in fact! I couldn't control it! It sucks up all the air in the mix until it's the only thing left! Starts
Inside your chest, the heart beats still with the after effects of the sound. Imagine if you could...
Oh! Oh! But how?
What about the compressor? The one with the spiky hair was setting up to achieve some sort of parallel processing. Sidechain the beat. Listen, you can use the compressor to select between which track it's compressing. Either the compressor controls the gain based on the level of the signal on the aux sidechain input. It will allow maintaining a loud...
Sidechaining it, you said?
Then he puts on his headphones and his eyes go wide. Wider than they've ever gone on drugs.
Hey, what did you do to Egghead, Cop Man? Did you break him?
Are you ready, pussy?
Noid straightens his back, ready for the beat.
I was born ready, Egg.
Speed Freak dances on the stage.
This is beauty! This is love!
What in the world is going on? The way melody and bass flow together.
Your body is taking a beating from the low frequencies crashing over you. It's making you feel alive again.
Introducing the ultimate sound!
God damn it! This dance club idea might just work out.
DeLorean Church! The place to be!
This is it. This is a new era. The fabric of the world. Who will be the innocence of hardcore melodic dance music?
Yes, what is it?
Yo, man. What's on...
Hardcore.
Oh, the god of dance is back! I'm dancing with the god of dance!
No, detective. It is not. We really should get to the whirling in rags.
Goodbye, officer.
أوتند
Stop. Just up ahead. What you have isn't enough. You'll need more firepower. You try to take comfort in the weight of your pry bar, or crowbar, or pry bar. Be prepared. Make sure you have your pepper box in your hand. Your fingers reflexively reach for the Villiers 9mm pistol in your pockets.
Then you'd better get ready. Whatever happens, I've got your back.
Holding the gun feels natural and satisfying. It's like an extension of your arm. It reminds you of the day you first held it, with fear and respect, hoping you don't have to use it. This is your gun. It's more of a symbol than anything else, because there is always Always irrational, sensible.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking...
Put your damn gun down. People are...
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth shit fuck.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return to...
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This isn't a frontier town or...
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this.
Peaceful.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this? The Mercenary Tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
A sound strategy. He's the lead.
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this.
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down and...
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long... The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm. No, wait. It's good you have that gun. It really is. Just... I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. The big one. If you talk to him, he will rattle you.
Yeah? Who did that? How fucking convenient.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I just shot one of your pals? How about the kid? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper. One?
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead cop marshal won't decide who...
Your mind grinds to a halt. All you can see is the revolver.
I'm all out of shits to give, loincloth. Welcome to the fucking wreck.
Put your damn gun down. People are gonna get hurt.
Shut up! You're not gonna talk yourself out of this, loincloth.
This is a misunderstanding. Nothing irreversible has happened yet. You can just return...
The Kypt is merciful, willing to spare us if we just forget about our murdered and humiliated commander.
You are all drunk. Come to your senses. You won't gun down 7 people in the middle of the street. This...
Easy, Lizzie. Let me handle it. I know guys like this.
Peaceful.
Fuck, there's the third one. How did we miss something like this? The Mercenary Tribunal. My plan is not to get killed, but we have to intervene. If this turns into a firefight, we should take him out first.
A sound strategy. He's...
Get lost, comedian. You cops had your chance. Now it's fucking time for some justice.
Pig fuck!
Oh, people are gonna die today. We're not leaving it like this. These tribe...
No one is going to kill anyone. Let's just put the guns down.
With a wordless gurgle, the killer loads his long... The leader gives a small nod to the helmeted man. Suddenly, the grip of your sidearm. No, wait. It's good you have that gun. It really is. Just soften him up. I'm barely keeping you together here. This is it. The big one. If you talk to him, he will...
Yeah? Who did that? How fucking convenient.
His fingers are twitching. That's a draw reflex. He's about to draw.
You think I'm fucking stupid, cop? What if I I just shot one of your pals here. How about the kid? Tell me, it's a magic fucking sniper. One more time.
Listen, please. This cop and this drumhead court marshal won't decide who...
The Hardy Boys confessed to hanging him, all together. Titus said we took him out back and hanged him. He said it loud.
You're lying. DePaul heard.
You heard wrong. She and these men have been helping us find the shooter.
Fucking liars.
The shot rings in your ears, a low, tinny ring. The young woman stands and looks behind her. The shot has flown over her.
I missed.
I know what I heard, Corty. They said they killed him. They said it was a good way to end...
That doesn't sound good. You need to change the topic now. What topic? Shots have been fired. Act before it's too late. This was a close call.
Yes. So what? Nah. I'm clear as day. Fucking government.
Enough already! What is this? We didn't come here to
Interrupt me again and I will execute you on the spot, Lance Corporal.
All right, here we go. This is an illegal tribunal. Cranor would never sanction. You only have time for one argument. Choose wisely.
I am a Grinnell Major with over 15 years of live combat experience. When my colonel gets hanged by... Nah, I just have the biggest gun.
Technically, the other man has the biggest gun, but we're beyond that now.
You're right, but you see, I want it to end.
Okay, it's not much, but he's thinking about something else. Now fire. Fuck them up. Do it. The muscles on your back tense up. Dangerous. Ask about him first. You don't want personal facts about his dead friend coming out of your mouth. He has to start it.
Sergeant Major Raoul Cortiner, reporting in to burn this fuck...
Click, click, click. The realization comes to you like a picture puzzle coming together. His name is Raoul Cortiner.
For killing, maiming, and humiliating our commanding officer.
He sways from left to right, inspecting you.
He wasn't my fucking brother. We just grew up on the same farm and got beat into place by the same sick fuck. Same fucking mud hut town, too.
Okay, good.
Who? Laley?
We researched him. We contacted the ICP and looked at his birth records.
They fucking put Laley in a leaf compactor, and now these cunts finished the job.
There's real anguish in his voice. A drunken sadness suddenly engulfs him.
It's a mindfuck, Corty. He wasn't put in a leaf compactor. They're making it up.
Open fire. We can't have that. Interfere now.
Our colonel did what he had to do. It was either one cunt or 100 of them.
And your shit pipe's right in the fucking...
He likes to fire mortars at random coordinates. Wipe out mud huts like that. When he gets...
He was a good commander. I can see you miss him.
Oh yeah! He would have commanded this fuckhell way better than I did. But that fucking murdered him. Had him stink the village up for 2 weeks after. And you fuck.
Listen, man. We told you we...
Told us what? What did you say? Who said that? Tattoo fuck. You'll die first. Baby blue, yeah. Like someone fucked up and put a baby's eyes on a... It was creepy, but bitches like that shit, I guess. Or I don't know what bitch is like. I just know how to mow down cloths. Fuck do you mean, talker?
We've heard testimony. People say he was charismatic, a nice guy to be around.
Yeah, he liked to chat up the natives. Share leaflets, squeeze a bit of kip-tass here and there. If Lely was here, he would spare the lot of you. Maybe shoot one for show. But me, I'm not a big fan of public affairs.
Ready to open fire, Major.
This one isn't used to being suited this long. She's uncomfortable. We'll open fire just to hurry things along.
Find his killer. Cop, his killer stands right there. Shit, I know what this tactic is, Silo Sam. You're gonna die for them. Right here.
Big talk, but that leaf compactor won't leave his mind anytime soon. It's a small thing, but it got him off center.
You think I care what that company cunt thinks?
The man stares at you with bloodshot eyes, a bull ready to... Now is not a good time to strike. He's looking right at your hands. Do something else. Get...
She's gone, you stupid fuck! Sailed off 5 minutes ago. Stay cool! Don't do anything stupid! The company bitch is gone. Lely's gone. Fuck are we still doing in this shithole?
Guys, I just...
Hold your ground. Any more of you run, I'll shoot you myself. We're doing this together.
Rude. Rude is the killer. Rude the killer.
All of you cunts inside out.
This talking shit won't help you.
A plume of smoke and fire erupts from the gun, and your hand goes numb from the explosion. The smoke drifts west with the wind. You hear the plaza erupt in violence, slow like a... There is a hole in his cheek. Blood gushes out as he stumbles backward, eyes filled with rage, and to your right, the killer raises his rifle and takes aim at you. His moves are steady, but the long barrel of the rifle sways slowly. An Easter AR-FA-7, built for taking out light armored vehicles. It will devastate you. From the corner of your eye, you see the lieutenant raise his... He's trying to find a straight line of sight before the rifleman can take you out. It's not easy. He has 0.6 seconds to do so. He won't. You stare down the barrel of the gun. You see Rude's mask behind it, his eyes in the slit of... 0.4 seconds remain. There are 6 little black dots in the tip of the barrel, like a honeycomb. Absolute destruction. Is there anything we could use to protect this frail body? He's drunk. Drunk fighters overcorrect. Move right, he aims further right. A full suit of armor can't be too agile. You can shift direction faster than he can. You leap left. A swarm of enemy lead passes mere millimeters from your side, tearing fabric off your coat. Feels like the lightest of tucks. The man tilts his head, trying to see through the clearing smoke. For God, please. He's aiming for the eye slot in Rude's helmet, and 2 shots ring at once. From the lieutenant's pistol, and the other from DePaul's. It's aimed at the lieutenant, but blood gushes from the helmet's eye sockets as Rude staggers back, disoriented. An unbelievable shot from the lieutenant. Glenn, dying in a puddle of blood behind you. His mangled torso has 2 gunshot wounds. Oh God, watch out. You see 2 crazed eyes stare at you through all the smoke and the panic. With blood gushing from his face, the man raises his pistol at you. The look of vengeance, framed in blood, lips shaking. This is the last thing he'll do on Earth. But he will do it. He is your end. You can't. There is no time. Something inside your pelvis explodes. The pain is too immense to scream. It pushes the air out of your lungs. Everything goes dark. A distant blur as you recede into it feels slick and warm with blood. The pain is too strong to know what has happened there. Even clutching to your consciousness takes everything most of what's down there. It's all gone. Open your eyes now. No. It's just a fear. Even if... who cares?
You're bleeding out. Yes, keep talking. Stay awake. Look at me.
But you can't. It's so hard. Your eyelids grow heavy, and the sounds ever more distant. And the cold comes a slender white shadow towering. Someone stands there, raising her pistol at him. Scream immediately. He's gonna die. No, you say, and hand out your firearm to him. Your hand trembles, and your eyes. That's all it takes. There is no room for hesitation. The lieutenant moves like a spring unloaded. You hear a faint scream, a woman's. Then the sound disappears, like someone pressed stop.
This is death. One more door, baby. One more door. Of course. I know you do. Everybody...
He's not taking it. His body is not taking it. Oh God, no. He's not disintegrating and rotting and being disinfected and smelling.
He can't go. Not before the case is solved.
Hours turn to days. Soon we will get up again and go.
The engine of a Caprice Canema.
No, it was him. He is the infernal engine. Can't you see? He never stops.
You see the lieutenant's familiar shape in the orange jacket. It turns double, then triple, from the pain.
Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, Parabellum. Sunrise, prepare for war.
Isn't that written on your...
It served you well. The gates of the harbor are boarded up. The streets are a little more empty. Apocalyptic violence is yet to erupt. I think we may have held it off, for now. Barely. Yes, we have also completely failed, but that's okay. What happened? You shot the Major in the face. A firefight ensued. Yes.
A blood-stained killer.
You're an officer of the RCM. As retaliation, the rifleman tried shooting you. He missed, or you dodged. Then I shot and wounded him, while Glenn took a bullet in the spine. It was meant for me. Glenn did not survive. Titus, Fat Angus, and Theo charged. Angus and Theo did not make it. They both died before they made it to intensive care. Titus survives. So do Alain and the musician. Yes, he's still alive too. You were bleeding out. You said something, I don't know what. And you warned me. I was able to disarm Officer De Paul before she got the jump on me. I killed her. And that's what happened. De Paul was the last to die. Evrard had their bodies returned to Crenel for a funeral. The company is yet to retaliate. Because we deterred them? Or Joyce did? Maybe the harbor in full lockdown is too costly a target. Maybe they are simply taking their time and will attack soon. I don't know. 3. Glenn, Theo, Angus. The fat one. He took a lot of bullets. And Theo, he was just too old for combat. This is the one. All. Let's face it, officer, and this is both of our fault. It could have gone a little better. 6 people are dead. But what's done is done. The violence is cordoned off. The Hornets did not get into the beehive. The worst scenario has not materialized, and we are still alive.
He did not expect you both to survive once you stepped between those two armies. His smoking, his hunched back. You have it worse, but he took a real beating. That cigarette has medicinal purposes.
Mr. Gart cleaned it. It took him an entire day. 2 days, in and out. You've been up enough to take Dramamine and curse, and drink water. Reasonably bad. You were shot in the left quadriceps. That's your thigh. The outer side, thankfully, no major arteries were nicked. We will see.
You won't be able to dance much, that's for sure. You should be able to live with limping around, though.
No. I called your station after the fight. The injury was logged in. They told me they've sent officers to join you on the site. I'm sure they're worried about you.
No, they would be here if they were truly worried.
I don't know. I did. It's part of a detective's task chain.
Actually, you can. You can even remove a fractured bullet, it seems.
Not very. I have a concussion from that woman beating me with the butt of her gun. I tried to not move too much. Things would be worse if you didn't warn me. Thank you. I did not see her coming. Stupid of me. Easy now.
Your balance is way off. You feel like you're about to fall.
How are you?
He nods.
I honestly don't know. We can't talk to Evrard. The harbor is in lockdown. Everyone in there is outside our grasp now. And yes, she left yesterday morning. To meet the board of Wild Pines, or that is what I've heard. There's a pin somewhere in the machine that keeps Connell from Maybe it's her. Maybe she kept her hand. Either way, Ruby's gone. And Classio too. We really should have arrested her, you know? Oh yes, she left 20 minutes prior to the tribunal showing up. I asked Mr. Gart. Turns out it was a bad idea not to arrest her. But maybe it was a good deed that will pay off in heaven.
Who would have figured?
I don't know. I think the theory you presented, it's someone else outside our circle of suspects, was right. It better be. Everyone within the circle. Honestly, I think our investigation has not produced a single credible suspect. Absolutely. There's no other way to go about it. We screwed up. Don't be narcissistic. Half the cops in Revachol West are his peonies. Even if you are, it is...
That does make some sense.
What? Every piece of garbage in the city is not connected to the case. You don't have to keep...
He's wrong.
Okay. I don't know. That's been there for years. Yes, God cursed the footprints, not solving the case for us. Au diable. We should go upstairs, rethink the ballistics in situ. I agree with this. What else? It's extremely easy. There are thousands lying around. We found one. All completely unusable. It's precisely how easy it is to find one that makes the book. We could find thousands more if we wanted. All of Revachol is full of them.
But they seemed so mysterious.
No need to be melodramatic.
He does not know what to reply. Looks out of the window, then back at you. He arches his brow. The ceiling fan patiently spins overhead.
It can feel that way sometimes, yes.
That concussion must be making him dizzy.
No. Are you ready to limp? Good. Where do you want to limp to?
The lieutenant did mention doing more ballistics. Also, it's just close enough to endure the walk.
Why not? Another look at the window, perhaps? The one he was shot through. I don't know. I can't think of anything better.
The fan stands still. The lights are on. The switch must be broken because nothing happens. The bathroom mirror has been wiped completely clean. These papers bear the stamp of the RCM. They appear to be fragments of the lieutenant's paperwork.
I had Garth open the door to your room. You were running a low bacterial fever the first night. Back there on the plaza, I think you very nearly had a heart attack. Alcoholism has damaged you more than bullets have.
Next to the stack of bills, you see a note. A few lines jotted down in large, uneven handwriting. I'm sorry, I fucked everyone over. P.S. I didn't kill him. P.P.
A gift. I am not drawing my gun, yet, but I don't like gifts.
He says he's not, but his hand moves instinctively toward his holster as he... Relax. Not everyone is out to trap you.
It's hardly surprising.
You look at her rough, jagged handwriting on the note. She was in a rush, but not panicked. The medicine cabinet is empty. Pity.